Hiya, welcome back to the Crazy Poppy Lady. My name's Angela and I am crazy. Okay, so with the way things are with lockdown at the moment, there's less chance of going yarn shopping or anything like that. So I thought I'd do a bit of a trip down memory lane and show you some of the yarns that I've picked up while I've been on holiday and things like that. So I'll tell you the country and what I bought, roughly how much I paid for it if I can remember, and then show you the yarn. Now how am I meant to record this, eh? Puppy and cat, are you helping? Are you gonna help? You're not sure? Not sure? Okay, you chill and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. Right, so we were really lucky. We went to Australia at Christmas to visit my husband's mum and dad. Now, while I was there, I managed to sneak in to Spotlight in Hoppers Crossing. Now, I only went in with a small budget again, just on the off chance, just to see what they had. And I'd also seen in like the free magazines and pamphlets and things that they put through the door over in Australia, I'd seen that they had the Lion brand landscapes on special. Now at that point they were selling them at $8.40, which with the exchange rate was an absolutely brilliant find. Now normally I believe that they are around $12 per ball, but back just before Christmas, as I said, they're up at $8.40. Now in the UK I would have been paying around £9 per ball anyway, so automatically I'd got a discount. So on one of our little excursions out, I managed to talk my husband into taking me in. Now I'd given myself yet again a maximum budget to spend, so I was being very, very careful with what I did and didn't choose. So for my first trip out, I picked up 3 Lion brand landscapes, a Lion brand Feels Like Butter, and a fluffy ball of yarn. I'll just pop onto the other camera and show you what I mean. So as I said, I managed to pick up 3 balls of wool in this colourway, which is the Lion brand yarns landscapes. So it's a medium 4 weight, recommended hook size is a 12. You can pop it in a delicate wash. It's a lay flat to dry, machine washable, blah blah blah, don't iron. Okay, and this colourway is Blue Lagoon. Now it is, I believe, 100 grams. It's 100% acrylic. I can't see it, there we go. It's 100 grams, approximately 174 yards or 134 meters. Now as I said, I picked up 3 of those. Now I also picked up 1 Feels Like Butter. This is 100 grams, 218 yards or 199 meters. Again, this is a medium size 4. Recommended crochet hook size is a 4mm or a G. You can machine wash it and machine dryable, but don't iron it. Okay, and there's some ideas on what you could use it for. Okay, now this one I managed to pick up in a dusty blue, and I only got 1 of these because I just wanted to feel it more when I got home and see if I could work with it. And that's what the individual strands look like. Now this is my fluffy one, and you know what, I just bought this for purchasing's sake. It was fluffy and it was squidgy and I liked it. Don't ask me what I'm going to do with it because I still haven't got any ideas. So this is a 100% microfiber. It's 100 grams and 65 meters. It is a recommended hook size 8. You can wash it at 30, don't tumble dry it, don't iron it, lay flat to dry. There we go. It's also made in Italy. And it doesn't say what the colour. Nope, and that's about it for the information. But as I said, I liked it and it was fluffy. And that's what it looks like off the ball. Right, let's just swap back to the other camera and I'll give you the prices on the other two. So I managed to pick up the Feels Like Butter for $5.95 and the fluffy one was 13 bucks. Shh, don't tell anyone. So with those I happily skipped home, well, once I got out of the car, and I sat and crocheted. And I made a shawl very similar to the one behind me, but just in the green colourways. So I will add that. That took me about 18 hours to do, so it wasn't too bad. The yarn isn't very forgiving though, so if you go wrong you have to undo it slowly. There's no turbo frogging back like you can do with some yarns. This one you have to take slowly, and if it catches you've got to sit there and muck around with it and give it a bit of a tease to get it to come out. But I was pretty chuffed with that. I actually had to go back to Spotlight and get another ball of this one because the shawl takes 3.5 balls, not the 3 that I had. So I've got a bit of leftovers for something else. Well, while we were over there I was helping my mother-in-law out quite a bit because she'd been in hospital, she hadn't been too well. So I was helping her out, doing a bit of housework and some other bits and pieces for her, and just trying to keep her entertained as much as anything and sort of happy and things. So one day she called me over and she handed me some money, saying it was my Christmas money and she wanted me to go off and buy something nice with it, something that I would enjoy with it. That was my stipulations. She didn't put anything else on there. She didn't say no electricals, and she certainly didn't say no wool. Well, she sort of gave me a nice wad of money. It was like 200 bucks. So I frog marched my husband back to Spotlight so that I could have another nose around the store. And this time I did buy a little bit more. I'll show you what I mean. So the first item that went in was another set of the Line brand landscapes. Now this one was in the colourway Boardwalk. Now because I'd liked how the shawl had worked up, I ended up picking up another 4 balls of this one. Now this is what's left. And you can see the shawl behind me in a moment that I made with it. I've also picked up another 4 of this one, and this one is in Desert Spring. Now I thought, do you know what, really what you should be buying is stuff that you can't get hold of anywhere else. Now I know I can, if needs be, order the Lion brand in. So I went for the value balls. So the next shelf I came across had their value balls, which is the Crinkle Sparkle 8 ply. It's 93% acrylic and 7% polyester. Now these are only 50-gram balls. Okay, so what have we got here? Washing care instructions is a warm machine wash, do not bleach, do not wring, do not tumble dry, dry flat, do not iron, and dry cleanable. Crikey, that's a lot. And it's saying it is 130 meters a ball, and you'd need a 4mm size hook. It's got quite a lot of information on here actually, which is pretty good. And it's made in China. And now I thought, well, I'm bound to use pink sparkly, and so I grabbed 2. I then thought, well, really I need to grab 2 white, because we use white quite a bit. And I was thinking, well, it is coming up to Christmas, so I also grabbed a green sparkly. It's got like a blue sparkle running through it, and I picked up a red which has a greenish sparkle running through it, and I got a bit blinded by sparkle, so I also picked up a blue, which is their teal. Sorry, I didn't tell you the other colours, did I? The red is just red, and the green is just called Green Mix. Okay, so that was the blue, and then I was going through a bit of a purple second, so I picked up this one that's actually called Violet. It is more purple than what the screen's showing. And then I went a bit turbo crazy, and I picked up 2 of these because I thought, well, it's got pretty much every other colour in it that I've got, so maybe I can use it for some edging of a project or something. Now I did actually pick up 2 of these, and I have already used a part of one of these balls on a project, so I'll pop a picture of that in a second. So I did actually end up picking up some more of the Feels Like Butter in the blue. I picked up another 2 balls to go with the ball that I already had back at Mum and Dad's. I then picked up some white. Again, it's the Feels Like Butter range. I'll just run this round again. Okay, yeah, so I picked up 3 more of those. Then I thought, I've had enough of girls' stuff, but picked up 2 pastel pinks. What's the colourway? Yeah, the colourway on this one is Pink Rose, and the colourway on the blue is Dusty Blue. And then I looked in my basket and I was like, well, what goes best with blue is red, and I was thinking little sailor boy outfit. And so this one is Red or Rouge. So these went in my basket. So at this point I've got all this stuff packed very, very neatly into a wheelie basket. So when my husband came along, he's had a bit of a nose, and because it wasn't overflowing, he thought I was being very sensible. So all of a sudden he shouts out to me, "Ange, have you seen these bins?" And I'm like, "Bins? What do you mean bins?" It's like bins of yarn, babe. They've got bags in it, bags and bags and bags of yarn. So I've walked over, and what we don't have a lot of here in the UK is mill end bags. Now I'd seen them all over Facebook, in different Facebook groups, and also a couple of YouTubers that I watch also get mill end bags, and I'd always been quite envious that I've not found them here in the UK. So of course I've seen these massive bins stacked with millends, and I was tempted to put all of that yarn away and come back with millends, because they were priced up at $5 for 400 grams. Now for me, that price for that amount of grams was a really good deal, So I let my husband choose a couple of bags, I chose a couple of bags, and we even found a bag of millends that was $2, but it was all black, so that was picked up as an extra, because that came back and that has gone into the box for the poppies for when I get round to making them again. So that was a bit of a added find. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and I'll show you the millend bags. Now since I've got back, I have actually wound these on my wall winder so that the bags stack better on my cupboard, because I'm running out of space. Right, so this is the yarn in the very first millend bag. Now this is how it was rolled, and there were 5, I believe, balls of this yarn within the bag. It's got a really nice sheen to it, and that's the thickness there. It's looking sort of similar to a DK weight. Now I have made a shawl up with this, I'll pop a photo in at the end, but it doesn't photograph very well, so it doesn't really show you the shine, but it's really soft. So if any of you have got an idea what this could be, please pop a message down the bottom, because this one has not been identified yet. Now the reason I say identified is because I wanted to know that if I used it with anything, I want to know how to wash it so I don't shrink it. So I found a brilliant group on Facebook where everybody identifies the yarn that they've got in the millend bags from Spotlight in Australia, which is really good. And with their help, I've managed to identify this one here. Now this had 4 balls rolled in it, and we believe this is the Premier anti-pulling everyday multis in the colourway Lava, which normally goes for around $3.99. That's Australian dollars, with a machine wash and dry, and use a 5mm needle, and we believe it's a medium 4. Oh, let's see if I can pull up one strand. There we go. So if you think we're wrong, pop a message below, because it helps everybody out in the yarning community if we can identify these a little bit more. Okay, my next one is, we believe, a Red Heart Super Saver in colourway Ocean, and we believe this to be a 5 weight. Oh, there we go, a 5 weight yarn. Now I've also made a project up with this one as well that you may have seen on my previous video. That was the body for the bunny rabbit pyjama case. Now the next one we picked up, we believe to be a Premier Everyday DK multi in black tones. It's a DK 4mm hook again, and this is what it looks like. I think this one is really different because it looks like they've just painted one side of a strand of white, and it runs like that all the way along, so the tighter you twist it, the tighter the colour is, which is really crazy. Now I've not made anything with this one yet, but at some point I will. Okay, and then the last one is an unknown. We haven't got to the bottom of this one yet. Now I believe it to be a 3-ply because it looks so much thinner than the others, but again the colourways are really quite nice on this one. It's got quite a long change, so it's not as abrupt as this one was. So these were the ones from the mill in the mill end bags. So I was pretty chuffed with these. So of course my husband's reaction when we got to the till and I started unpacking the little wheel along trolley I had, let's just say he was slightly shocked. But as far as he was concerned, it was going to be fun getting all of this wool into the suitcase, but we knew we'd be able to this time round, as on the flight out we'd actually taken a lot of computer components over so that my husband and nephew could build a computer together for my nephew to play games on. So we had all of that in one of the suitcases, along with presents as well, because of course it was Christmas. So we'd had all that, so we knew we had some room to come back on and to come back with. But for my daughter's Christmas present, we'd all teamed up and got her a really big drawing tablet that attaches to a computer, so she can do more artwork sort of on the computer. And with that she actually designed my Crazy Poppy logo and the picture of the face with everything flying around it. So we had to bring that back. So luckily for us, all this wool ended up being used as padding to pad the box that was holding that. But even then there was doubts whether we would be able to fit it all in. So we ended up buying vacuum bags, putting it all in the vacuum bags and then sucking up as much air as possible. And by doing that we managed to get it all back into the UK, which was a bit of luck, otherwise it would have cost us a fortune to package it and send it over. But yeah, so that was our trip to Australia and the wool shopping. My mother-in-law did find it really funny though, and at the end of the day, anything to make family and friends and you guys laugh is what I enjoy doing. I love making you all laugh, and I hope that these videos are doing the same. So if you have enjoyed this video or any of my others, can you please subscribe? It helps me out immensely. And give me a little comment below whether you've noticed what some of the wools are that I've purchased that I don't know the names of and you do. If you can identify them, that's brilliant. If not, just tell me which ones you like the most. And if you hit the subscribe button and you hit the little bell on the side, bye Liam. Yeah, you hit the little bell on the side, it will bring up a pop-up menu where you can select all, and then that will show you my next video when I post it. That way you won't miss anything. So a nice thumbs up, and I will see you all soon. Take care and stay crazy.